Hello and welcome to the first proper video in quite a while. For the last videos, I've just been kind of uploading, runs of courses and stuff. I'm going to be covering the progress I've made since my last video. So let's get right into it. There's a good bit to talk about. Real quickly, before we start off the video, I just want to show off this awesome render by Meepperer. Give this guy some support. He makes some awesome renders. Alright, so since my last video, I showed off a quick little crash demo, which shows how you can damage cars by running into certain objects. Now, I plan to re-script that, but the basic idea is in the game for all the courses, so I'd say it worked pretty well. But I do plan to go back and just change some things up to make it more efficient. But other than that, another thing I showed off was a full run of the Ganamai Toge, which I think that course turned out very well. And there's a lot of work put into it, and it was actually built a bit differently than all of the previous courses in the game. Before that course, all of the courses had been a mesh road with terrain on top of them, and that course was just all meshes, and I think it came out a bit more put together. It looked a bit less awkward in my mind. So I'm planning on doing courses that were like mostly terrain, just redoing them in the future, but that's not going to happen for a while. I think we'll need a lot more courses before I go back and do that. So yeah, now let's talk about another stage that I had finished since the time of that last video. So yeah, I finished another stage, and that stage was in addition to the Rally Scandinavia section of the game. Now, this stage isn't super long, but I think it's quite fun. It's got a lot of unique stuff about it. I think it's a really interesting course to run. I quite like it. I also think it came out to look quite good in my mind. Now, I also updated the textures for the other course and made them the same textures as the new course. But once again, the terrain doesn't really fit with that, so we'll see what happens with that. Now for probably the biggest announcement of the video, and that would be the fact that in the last few days, a good 5 stages, which are each really long courses, have been added to Rally Blox 2. So you might be wondering, how did that happen so quickly? So let's go over that now. These stages were donated by a friend and an awesome member of the community, Gavgav, and he donated one really long road, and I was able to split them up into 4 sections. Now, that gave me the option to do 4 separate, smaller parts. Now, these aren't small stages relative to the rest of the game. They're about, 2 to 3 minutes, which is about what the other stages were. And then I also gave the option to do a full run of the course. Now, this is a 10 or 12 minute run, and it is a very long thing. I think it'd be very good for some future additions to the game, like some hill climb cars. For example, the Scudo Pike Peak. I have that in the game, and just some other cars like the Celica Pikes Peak. But yeah, we'll have to see where that goes. Now, what I'm planning to add to it is a gravel version, and this will give you a whole new way to essentially run the course. And I only plan to have that as the full course because I kind of run out of spaces to put it. But I still think it's quite a cool addition, and will make for some interesting gameplay. So yeah, really want to say thank you for that. It's awesome. Yeah. Alright, so I have some future plans that I just want to cover. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff that still needs to happen on the scripting aspect of the game, just in terms of the whole time trials mode that's nowhere near completed. Right now, it's still lacking pace notes. There's one thing that's been requested a few times is the ability to reset your car. Now, a great solution to this that's been suggested is to have a few checkpoints along the course. When you reset your car, you go back to those checkpoints. There may or may not be a penalty to this. Honestly, it's more likely to just set you back, so probably not. But we'll have to see where that goes. And if there was a penalty, it'd probably be very short, though I still don't know. It's nowhere near close to being implemented. though it is something I want to make sometime in the future. Now, another plan that I have is to re-script the tuning system, because it's not perfect and I feel like it could be done a bit better. It's a bit messy right now in how it actually does everything, and I think it could be just more clean and work a lot better. So yeah, that's something I plan to do sometime in the future, and that also will come into play by the ability to change your wheels relative to the stiffness on that. As Jay-Shen, he tunes all the cars, and he pointed something out to me that I actually didn't notice. So when he sets up the cars, he gives some of the asphalt cars different wheels than the gravel cars. So by having it set on the stiffness, I could say, all right, if you're above this value, then we'll give you the asphalt wheels, and if you're below, then we'll give you the gravel wheels. That's another thing that I plan on adding to that. Controls are another thing. Controls that you can change so that it's not a big pain to always reset up values if you have something different, or if you want to run a different setup for keys. But yeah, that's just plans for now. I want to thank everybody for watching this video. I haven't uploaded an actual proper video in quite a while. So yeah, thank you for watching, and goodbye.